Hello and welcome. My name is Amy Baker, and in this video I am going to attempt to answer the question that I get asked all the time by almost everyone, but especially my clients. And that question is, Amy, how did you get into hypnosis to begin with? Well, it's a kind of a long story, so I'll try to give you the Reader's Digest version. But it really started back when I was a kid. I was never at all what you would consider like the normal type kid, and probably not what most people would consider a normal adult either. But what is normal, right? Other than social pressure to be something we're not. But that's a whole different topic. So anyway, but as a kid, I had memories of having lived before. I had past life memories. And when I was about 8 or 9 years old, I had an out-of-body experience. And and after that experience, my whole world changed. Right? I was going, my family was really into church. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But nothing in my experience was matching up to what I was learning from adults or school or church or anything at all like that. And it really put me on a quest of learning and studying. And I became a little bookworm. But also that experience, it taught me that there was a lot more to this world than what we can see, than what meets the eye. And also after that, my intuition just went through the roof. I had a way of knowing things, and I didn't know how I knew them, but I knew that I knew them. And it was quite frustrating because I didn't understand why other people didn't know them too. And it still is frustrating sometimes, but I've kind of gotten used to it. But it put me on this quest for knowledge. And so while all the other kids were off playing, riding their bikes, making mud pies, playing with dolls, and doing whatever kids do, I would be up in a tree reading a book. We had lots of apple trees and fruit trees. And anyway, I would just climb up there so that I wasn't bothered by the kids, so that I could read. And I was not reading fiction, but I was reading things like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, studying astrology and herbal medicine and natural cures and things like that. And really trying to understand some of my experiences that didn't match what everyone else was experiencing. But anyway, so from an early age, I already understood that our thoughts create our reality. And anyway, so I was just studying all the time. Then as I got older, I got married, had kids, and then I went off to college. And I was in college, I took a psychology course, and during that psychology course, we started talking about Milton Erickson, and they mentioned hypnosis. Well, I was fascinated. And so I went to the library and I got several books about Milton Erickson. And at the time, I had a daughter. She was 3, and she was potty trained during the day, but she was wetting the bed at night, and she sucked her thumb. And anyway, I figured out from reading these books how to do hypnosis with her. So I did one session with her, and she never wet the bed again. And then I did one session for her wetting the bed. She never wet the bed again. I did one session with her for sucking her thumb, and she never sucked her thumb again. And so from that point on, I was hooked. So I was really into, so I started studying hypnotherapy, and I went and saw a hypnotherapist myself because I was taking 17 to 18 semester hours at a time. I had little children, and I was working full time. So my hands were full. So I started seeing this hypnotherapist to help me with memory and recall. And I was able to make the dean's list without hardly studying at all. I would just go to class and I would take notes. And whenever it came time to take the test, I could recall almost everything that had been said in the lectures. So it was very beneficial, saved me lots of time and effort. Well, after college, and still during that time, I was still always studying health, nutrition. I had hypnotherapy CDs playing in my kit. Back then it was like tapes and CDs, and I would have tapes and CDs playing in their rooms at night with the subliminal messages to help them learn easier and that sort of thing. And then I would make my own tapes. I would write my own scripts. This was back before cell phones. And I would write my own scripts, and then I would record them on a recorder and listen to them. And it was beneficial for all sorts of things. Well, anyway, so later on, I ended up going into sales. And I was in sales for a long time. And I had a really good sales career. It was very good financially. I enjoyed my clients. I enjoyed all of it. And while I was doing sales, I still always studied. I would take like a health coach certification course, or I got certified in life coaching, and ended up getting certifications and stuff in hypnotherapy. But all of it was just really a hobby. Never really did I ever plan on doing it professionally, because I was doing well in sales, and really I was working part-time, making full-time income, and it paid for my hobby of all of these courses and things that I wanted to take. And most people didn't even know I was taking these. It was just for fun and for self-development. And then it got to a point where I just got to a point where I was no longer enjoying sales. I enjoyed my clients and all of that, but the culture at the companies, they just kept getting so greedy. They would go up on their prices and go down in the quality, and it was just the culture just kind of started sucking the life out of me. And I went through this dark night of the soul, so to speak. And anyway, by this point, I had started doing the hypnosis on the recordings. I had listened to them, and from there I taught myself how to do hypnosis without the recordings, and from there I taught myself how to connect to higher guidance during hypnosis. So anyway, I got to a point where I was just really dissatisfied with what I was doing. And I think life is too short to do something you're not happy doing, right? And so but I still have bills to pay. So I went into meditation, and I connected to higher guidance, and I asked for guidance surrounding this. Like, what do I do? What's going on? And what I got was that my life purpose it wasn't just to gain all of this knowledge for myself, but I was meant to help other people connect to higher guidance, and to put everything I had learned together in a way to help others implement it. And so that is what I did. So I left sales, which shocked everybody, probably even including myself. And I put together a program. I took everything that I had studied over all of these years, and I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and created my own recipe and put it together. And I've never, ever, not one time, ever regretted it or looked back. I think if I had a fear, my biggest fear would be having to go back because this work has been extraordinarily rewarding. To see the people go through the transformations that they go through during this program is just it's amazing. It's a true honor to be able to be a part of that, and I absolutely love what I do. So anyway, that is my attempt of answering how I got into this work. It was never like, oh, I'm just going to go be a hypnotherapist, I'm going to do life coach. It wasn't like that. I just kept following my interest, and just one thing led to another, and it was never planned. It just kind of worked out the way the universe had planned, I guess. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.